Forward, forward. It's interesting to move forward. Very scary, scarier than fighting. We were supposed to be thrown into the enemy's rear, and we were thrown a little into a different rear. In general, this didn't change the situation much. It increased the tension. My call sign is Darwin. I'm 25 years old. I've been in the army for 4.5 years, including this current war. I'm from the Donetsk region, currently serving as a platoon commander.
My call sign is Sokil. I am 26 years old, originally from Voznesensk, Mykolaiv region. I'm writing to report for duty during the early stages of the full-scale invasion on February 26th. Attempts to transfer to the 3rd SSB had already begun in September, and since the month of February, serving here as a grenadier in the 3rd Assault Company of the 1st Assault Battalion of the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade.
My call sign is Guenon. I'm from the city of Nikolaev. I've been in this unit since the beginning of the war. I am currently a grenadier and perform the duties of a squad leader.
Now I will present to you the antithesis. Let's go.
Pody asked him what it was. I say it's shock content, it's a battle cry. But he says it's fine, the mood was good. Boosting morale. Yes, that's how it worked. Too bad I didn't hear in battle. Let us go, please, come on. As we neared, everyone stretched out before landing. I glanced left and right, many people at a normal distance, but sadly everyone had to shout, "We're coming in, we're coming in."
Distance, we're entering. They kept repeating it constantly.
So you were on the right flank, yes, yes, yes.
There was another checkpoint on the right. So on the left where you were going down, the checkpoint was crappy, and on the right...
Let's go down, put on your pharmacy.
Yes, the embrasures were aimed at us. Did you also descend parallel to us or later?
No, we descended later. We stayed on top because their camp was right up there, not down below, like the camp on the left, but up top. We settled not in the complete lowland, but slightly higher. So we were already looking for shitty pockets to fall into, and the spots were taken upon arrival in order to safely grab hold and take position.
By the way, as we were descending, they were firing at us, and we simply suppressed the entire settlement. When we dove into the greenery, we already saw the dugout, started aiming at it, thinking it would be there any moment. Then it became clear that they had shot a few times, listened to the bullets whistling above them, and then they lay down and waited for us to come closer. Hold the pancake!
Heavy! Heavy! Distance! Heavy! Damn it! Damn it!
Buddy, let's go together.
Max, there were 300! There were 300! There were 300! There were 300!
Well, essentially it was even the first 300. Yes, they duplicated the command.
These, look at him, look.
This was the moment when we wanted to descend on them from the landing. Bulat was walking ahead of me then, and then fire was opened on him from the right side, specifically from the right flank.
There was a queer there, and in the bunker he says, bunker hid. Distance.
Distance, 20 meters. Good. Zinc to the left, to the right.
One tree ahead. What's happening with Bulat? Who's trying there? Hand, base?
Content, do you think it's a hand face? Hand face? Yes. What exploded there? Specifically a hand face. And then, yeah, he just had this shot where blood was gushing from his face. A bullet even shattered his glasses. I think, damn, that's intense. Yeah, and like on the down low, it's like the impulse is fading, but who gives a damn, you know?
And by the way, I wanted to ask you about ballistic glasses.
Do you wear ballistic glasses? Yes, strongly. Artery damaged. Damn, he's there, damn it. Got him good, huh? He's on fire, damn it, damn. Evacuation is needed. Work is needed urgently. If you say everything that needs to be said, bravo, maybe. Damn. Missed. It just flew by.
Effective weapon, that's badass. The M320 solves a lot in such battles. We had a Bulldog M320. Hand grenades with American Vogs.
I'm in trouble now.
He hit above them. But then, when we approach, there will be a scene where I praised Mario for killing one F**********T. Then we passed by, cleared the trenches around the bunker. There were 3 of them lying there. And then later, after we had cleared the bunker, we killed them. There were 3 more inside. And then even further in the bunkers, unfortunately they can't be seen. What I'm saying is that an explosion above the trench is a normal and effective method because the shrapnel also flies downwards.
I really like explaining to everyone in simple terms what they need to do. Also talk to Mary, suppress, she has it, right?
Come on. Of course, explaining to everyone what to do. I really like your first fight. Well, yeah, that's right. And they did well for their first battle.
Overall, they did a fantastic job.
Damn.
Received. We need to damn clean up.
An additional inconvenience, artillery is being directed at you.
Ha ha!
No respect for people.
War.
Fuck, who said that?
Comment.
And now let's get back to work.
Normal.
I wanted them to achieve what they had started. When we suppressed them properly, we needed to quickly shorten the distance. There will be trouble with Grenta.
Yes, let's replace it. Evacuating Bulat, let's go. Evacuation, open the hatch.
Well, he's still doing okay on his own. I mean, he was still walking there just fine. He says, let's save him. By the way, all this is happening while the shooting continues and the war is ongoing from both sides with the faggots piling up. He evacuated Bulat from the forest edge through the clearing, walking about 30 meters to the car. By the way, 2 cars are still here. The fighting continued and
on the right, there was gunfire. Right to their right behind that bush. Further beyond the bushes was the OP. From here, you also, in principle, passed calmly.
Yes, they shot from here, which also indicates that our fire for suppression initially, plus the SSB, they have fulfilled their role. Grenades are always a tense moment. I got hit near the top of the bunker then, and because of that, even if they weren't hit in the trenches, it forced them to fall. We were able to get closer too.
Right here.
Mario just slapped the dough at that moment, and now we will be watching it.
Hello, moving up.
Yes, it was important here at this moment and throughout the entire battle to keep advancing, because Foka had reported that enemy artillery was targeting us, and if we had stopped and engaged with them for another half an hour, they would have targeted us much more accurately than what actually happened in the end. Plus, due to the battle, you can't stretch out and choose comfortable cover because you'll get shot. You need to solve this problem first. Kill them, clear out, then it would be necessary to disperse, prepare a fortification for oneself, and only then lay down. It's tense. Both the mines and the shooting were intense.
By the way, on this picture, you can clearly see how skillfully the faggots set up their camps. I mean, here you can notice the camp right under the tree.
Yes, even under the overgrown trees, under the root system, yes. You can't drop anything on them, and they are poorly visible in the morning.
Blood there, move. Let's catch up. Stop! Hold on a sec. Just stand there and hold on a sec.
I already know now that there were two jerks there. Look how calm.
Yeah. By the way, because we were constantly shooting there, it felt like anyone who was just bored would come over there, shoot in their bunker. In fact, it worked. They really couldn't stick out and start shooting back. And here, I'm telling you, Heavy, stand, hold the sector, because she doesn't know what's around the corner. I'm upstairs. I'm thinking, like, right now, damn, I'll tell her, wait, I'll climb out myself, take a look with a clear shot, then I'll give her an approximate route so she has an idea when moving forward. Well, that's how it turned out. Seems like there's another one lying there. He was behind the barrier on the ground. Yes, she then climbed over, and there was Peter lying there, pretending to be dead. In fact, as Mario told me, she was after him. He was lying down, playing around, she was stepping on him, then she moved on, he says, so he's alive. She says, but isn't he dead? He's like, oh man, and he shot like at Veronica. And yeah, it turned out he was alive, pretended to be dead like actors, God bless.
With a rifle. They all take turns approaching and shooting.
I want to throw a grenade. I tell him to cover with fire, and now this moment with a blanket interfered back then. They were throwing grenades. I then passed one to Raptor, and he also threw it. But it only pierced the first barrier, didn't reach the second one, and exploded in their corridor. So we probably couldn't kill them with a grenade or check what would be there, what it would lead to.
How much does this interfere?
Was it initially clear that someone was there? Well, initially some people from there told me that supposedly he was surrendering there or something. And there you could hear how the commotion was passing on information. But when I arrived, it was pretty quiet there for a long time. There was absolutely no reaction. We shot a lot there, we threw grenades there, and in short, you won't understand anything there. You had to look at it finally, well, how it turned out.
Oh, you here? Hey, come here.
Come here. She peeked out from behind the partition saying, there's a jerk over there. Well, tell him I said hi, that jerk over there. I say throw a grenade at him. Good position. He was on top in the bunker. Here, supposedly there is a dialogue, but I didn't hear it. Yes, maybe they didn't introduce themselves. Yes, with this psychology of surrender sentences, we need to urgently regulate this process because the enemy hears surrender and the enemy hears gunfire. Someone came, another one shot, a third one suggested surrender again, so I think we've confused them a bit with this question.
For the understanding of those who will be watching, approximately half of the group is working here. The other half of the group is located on the opposite flank of the landing.
Ravines, yes, for the understanding of people who will be watching here, about half of the group is operating, while the other half of the group is located on the opposite flank of the landing. Controls their line of movement. The situation there is that there is a strip of forest that needs to be taken. The movement is happening on the front in a conventional way. One of the groups is simply advancing, gradually pushing back the enemy. The second group, which in this case is ours, has moved into the rear, cutting off their supply line so reserves cannot approach them, as they will run into us. They cannot run away themselves, they cannot be supplied with ammunition, so we cut them off to destroy them. At that moment, we were positioned opposite a flop that was not visible at all. So we're being shot at, we can't see anything, and meanwhile, our guys who were unlucky, they were all the way to the right. They died, and we didn't know if they were there or not. So in front of us, there is only the enemy. or are their allies too. And it was tough.
I think the most important thing in this situation is that even though there was miscommunication among us, nevertheless, each group was carrying out its task. So there was no confusion. No one felt...
Yes, overall, we assembled the frame, did it as required.
Yeah, bro.
You're alive, gang. Please! Wow! And the shelling of the seal, and now you will have a couple of tasty ones with nature.
I was shocked by that moment because I didn't expect such a cloud of smoke there. You think it's a joke. And I was shocked by that moment because I didn't expect such a cloud of smoke there. You think it's a prank.
Very precisely aimed. Let's go. What? And from there, asterisk, 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 they just beat the hell out of him, whoever is okay with me.
Does the American CQB system suggest close quarters combat, or battles at close distances in general? It was necessary to line up and enter such a bunker. This is really not a working scheme, so everything is very situational.
Oh my goodness, what was that? Idar, get out of here, there's something there, damn it.
Got it, damn, shit!
I had a grenade that was supposed to be gas, as I was told, but it turned out to be like a regular one. Or it was expired, but it exploded like a regular grenade. And I passed it to Kipish, Kipish passed it to Raptor, Raptor threw it into the bunker with them, but it exploded like a regular grenade. It was also difficult to verify what this gives. Moreover, we already know for sure that there is an enemy there. We have encountered them and artillery fire starts covering us, which greatly intensifies the situation. Because there's no way to move forward, there's no way back. We're being bombed, so we had to take some urgent actions.
Commotion! Roll out in front of the Raptor!
What is their survivability? When not just one magazine was released inside the armored vehicle, but also grenades were thrown in. Further on, we will see RPG shots fired at him. And still, the grenades, still the jerks were lying behind the wall, basically alive.
Two prostitutes at 8 o'clock. Here, throw it, toss it, he threw a sin. Call Kevin here so she can come running. Kevin, come on, run over here.
It was also the first time the person was in combat. Here, with the dubbing, it was necessary to make sure the information reached the right person, which was very difficult and needed to be done faster.
Faster!
But he was also normal from the arrival, and thanks to the tortoise, it stunned many people, making it very difficult to communicate. I noticed that there is a specific clearing around us, a territory, a certain concentration of our forces in different points, and he tried to spread the people there in such a way that they evenly distributed from each other at a distance in shelters and covered enough sectors. So here we are sitting for quite a while. If someone approaches us in the blind spot, it will be very unfortunate. So we needed to get in touch with everyone, move everyone to different locations, transfer them, and then fall out.
No, there where you are, somewhere. That's it, take cover. We have 12 people, cover them, I suspect. The mortar is firing, but we can't advance. Well, in short, they took down one, made the 7th one surrender. We were throwing horseradish to lure some niches there. It's hard to enter because of the steep blanket. So that's how it is in Chinese, that's all. Thank you. Move away from the embrasure. From the embrasure. Move away faster. Leave faster!
The plan was for Emka to shoot through the armored vehicle with a Browning, but it was behind the trees, making it very difficult to hit. There were such thick trunks there, yeah. Yeah. I commanded them to work on the bunker from you at such and such meters in such and such direction with a Browning, and that's what made people move away.
We were up there and we saw when the ISS with the reserve was already approaching us, we signaled to Le Mans not to drive further because there were already jerks there. Well, it's clear that they were also disoriented. And he still drove into the grass there, and I think he was immediately hit with an RPG.
Yes, I also figured out that it was a RPG hit because they managed to remove the covers, wind up their parachutes on the arrows, and set up this whole mess. But amazingly, she still survived, disembarked people, and left. According to the passport, they were shot twice on the way back to the landing site. She took everyone away. In short, they all got out of it, and she started burning. In short, he was looking there. That's a fire extinguisher for them, yeah. But it's amazing that everyone survived. The old model is so durable.
We need to roll back about 50 meters. Everyone fall back. Everyone fall back 50 meters. 50 meters back in line. 50 meters back.
Disperse him back. The essence of the maneuvers was that I did not fully understand RPG elements, but everything was increasing accurately. I had to urgently shift. So we moved back 50 meters and then dispersed more comfortably. And we were already establishing communication with you.
And you are so easily returned.
Damn, I can't hear asterisk, 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 asterisk.
This is an ATGM.
I passed it on to the FOC afterwards. Roger that, passing it to the FOC, over. I say something very scary flew by, but not aimed at us. I don't know what it was. He says everything's fine, those are ATGMs. They won't shoot at you because you're out of range. And they were aiming at our command posts there, or I don't know, in short. There was some noise here several times. I thought, wow, some nuclear bomb is flying towards us now.
What's there? Everyone from the OVO shouted where we were located.
Was that Peter shouting?
Yes, Stolitsa and Moscow were shouting. In other words, they thought we were on their side and burning with enthusiasm.
Yes, many times there was a situation when we were already in position, we saw some movement ahead of us, and it was difficult to say if it was a neighboring group or our own, because there was no visual contact with each other. Plus, a reserve unit arrived with people we didn't know personally, and we could have mistaken them for someone else. We were still thinking that the enemy probably had some suspicious direction, and they were shouting, "Moscow is the capital," which seemed to be their password. After that, we understood that they were the enemy as they started shooting at them. They kept denying until the end that we could be enemies. They were walking, saying, "Moscow is the capital," and we didn't shoot back. Then they disappeared and ran away. It was also very interesting. Oh, where's Mario? Also, after the arrivals, the person was quite severely concussed. Here it is necessary to understand that Mario was concussed, and I told him to cover the sector. I myself was in contact with the commander, and he says, "It's hard for me, I'm kind of falling asleep, and I see poorly, hear poorly, the whole deal." I asked Kipish to replace Mario. He started to vomit. Yes, and the funniest part is that the person is already concussed and burping, and it's about to happen. Where is he going, Mario? That's right. Let's just have Mario sleep like this. Bam! And he had already fallen asleep and was snoring, then slept some more. It was already very difficult for him, but in between he was digging his own grave, so... Can you still fight with a concussion, right? What, she's alive? Okay, she's fine, Mario. We'll find out. Damn, messed up. He feels like shit. Can you believe it?
How are you? He doesn't hear concussions. Check the wound. Is there a wound? There isn't.
It's remarkable that even such a dense barrage can fail to injure anyone if everyone takes proper cover and assumes a prone position. Foca, we're screwed. Someone's aiming right at us. Concussion is setting in and getting worse. We were at that time on the move, well, not exactly on the move, but on the flank, probably about 15 meters away, and we were also heavily disoriented.
There were also a couple of tasty arrivals from above.
Everyone in the chain heard very poorly. Tell me how you crawled to the ammo box and back.
Yes, we had a situation where there was a shootout with spiders on the right side from above. We needed to take a position, establish a firing point, and suppress the enemy with fire. And at the moment when I confidently crawled out from behind the bushes, took position, they opened fire on me, and I had to retreat with acrobatic maneuvers. So first I would toss the machine gun, then crawl up to it, then crawl back and pass the machine gun over myself with outstretched arms. Overall, it was quite funny from the outside. It wasn't much back then, but now there is something to remember. Oh, there was a hit on the armor as well. There were 3 or 4 hits that struck the minibus, causing the bullet to explode, and there were small cuts about a finger's length.
Yeah, it cut through the gloves, and you even dug out bullets from your shoulder.
Yes, by the way. With Kevlar protection from the shoulders, 5.45 was delivered, 3 with armor, and a hit in the mini-me. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, the intensity of the fire there was, you stick out a bit and that's it. It was scary to even breathe.
Our challenge there was that we didn't have visual contact with the targets. So I assume the targets could clearly see, and they were cutting off all our movements. We didn't have any visual contact with them, of course. It was difficult.
Bro, one more time. I understand that you're off track. You're at the launch point. And tablet landmarks.
Well, yes, there was a critical moment here that didn't work in our favor. Focus said we need to find out if you went out there. Look at the T-shaped landing at the top of the beam. I, Kipish, say, crawl up and see if you can spot the T-shape. But the forest on our side was also receding in that direction. And Kipish will come out now and he confused the landing with the overgrown forest in the same direction. After that, we informed Foca that we were indeed where we needed to be. As it turned out later, it was a mistake.
Yes, we didn't immediately realize what was being threatened there. There were plans for 250, 300 probably.
They're like, yeah, just need it so that you see her and say that we're heading towards her somewhere.
Damn, about 50 meters. Yeah, about 50 meters away.
It's like her. Well, damn, it looks exactly like her, you know?
Yes, the enemy was shooting with a GP-25 grenade launcher apparently, but we from the Bulldog also shot back in response. Yes, then Lemon came out through normally, but the camera didn't capture it except for what was already mentioned. After we had established ourselves there, a decision was already made that the issue with the bunker needed to be addressed. And we had RPG-22 fly swatters, and there was another one there, some kind of thing. Anyway, we took that RPG-22. Well, I brought 2 people with me for reinforcement. They took over the sectors to fortify the entrance. I took a position about 30 meters from the entrance and fired in that direction. It turned out really nicely. Yeah, the bunker exploded, the curtains were blown out, and after that their fire diminished, and they decided to surrender, but there were already 2 dead and 1 wounded there. But what if they quieted down, and I think, well, just in case, I should throw a grenade. Just in case, I'm just about to throw, also talking to comrades there who are holding. I was just about to throw when I heard a voice saying, I surrender, help, help. Didn't like it. First you have to crush their will to resist so they really get scared, and then they surrender much faster. And after that we spent about a day there defending with varying intensity of fire, facing very critical situations because we didn't have control over the situation. We didn't know the terrain, unlike the enemy. We held our ground there, cut off their rear, severed supply lines. They couldn't bring in reserve groups to reinforce their units, which we were pressing hard. They couldn't bring in ammunition, couldn't evacuate the wounded due to our part of the work. Well, after that, we held this resistance stronghold until the next day. And at our level, adjacent units have already emerged, either displacing the enemy or killing them, that's all. They completed their shift and headed home. Well, in general, a few kilometers of our land were liberated through a joint operation. A woman fought with us, the only woman in my life who saw what it was like to fight at all. She didn't fight in the best way, but she still fought. And when we got into the closest contact with the enemy at 30 meters and spread out among the bushes, she decided to offer them to surrender. And it was very cringe-worthy to hear. She tells them she is Ukrainian-speaking, and because of this she speaks Russian with a strong accent. And she says, "Boys, surrender, we'll exchange you tomorrow." I think, yes, we'll exchange today already, here's the exchange, come here, surrender, everything will be fine. Overall, if I were in the enemy's position, I would think it's some kind of prank, but I definitely wouldn't surrender. This really upset me. I said, "Someone else shout besides her, please." Yes, that's about it.